Hi Arrows, I'm Kashan and you are watching TheBookArcher. First things first, do you like my nozu? I just straightened my natural hair. Today I am coming at you guys with a book haul. Oh, I have not done a book haul in forever, which I don't know why because your girl has been buying books. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. These are the only books that I did not purchase from Book Outlet. The rest of them I got on Book Outlet. I stay on there. I showed you guys this book in my last video, and that is Cricket Kingdom, the second book and final book in the Six of Crows duology by Leigh Bardugo. Leigh Bardugo's strong points are definitely characters. She has some of the most well-developed, well-written, and unique characters, and she does really good with like morally gray anti-hero stuff like that. So if you're a fan of like heist stories, anti-heroes, morally gray characters, a large cast of characters, fantasy worlds, and cool magical systems, then this duology is for you. The second book that I picked up recently is A Torch Against the Night by Sabaa Tahir. As you guys know, I read the first book in Ember in the Ashes earlier this year. I'll leave a link down below to the video where I'm talking about all the books that I've read so far in 2016. I really enjoyed the first book. It was a fast-paced fantasy. This one is more Roman style fantasy. I appreciate it being different from the middle-aged European fantasy. It has multiple characters and it's not like a deep fantasy, so it's not hard to get into. So if you're a fan of lighter fantasy, then this is one for you to get into. Okay, so on to the Book Outlet purchases. The first book I purchased off of Book Outlet is Zodiac by Romina. I had been eyeing this book for quite some time. I've just been feeling like buying books that are a little bit outside of what I normally read. It's sci-fi and kind of futuristic, and it's about these 12 planets that represent each sign in the zodiac. The planet is modeled after the characteristics that you hear about from each of the zodiac signs, but then there's this 13th planet that is trying to destroy them all, and they have to come together. I really wanted to pick this up because I don't read much sci-fi, but I really like am into zodiac, so I love like my zodiac sign. I'm a Sagittarius, by the way. Woo woo, my birthday is December 9th. I found out that this author is originally from Argentina because a lot of people were doing the Hispanic heritage reads. Of course, to support a diverse author, I had to pick this one up. I can't wait to read this really soon. This is the first book in a trilogy, and the third book either just came out or it's coming out this year. The next book that I picked up is Stolen Songbird by Danielle Jensen. I had been wanting to read this book for about a year now, and I haven't seen it like a lot on BookTube. I don't even know how I originally became interested in it. The main character in this book is a witch. In this world, I think witches kind of run it, but there are trolls. If you guys know, I'm a huge fan of Amanda Hocking, who wrote the Trill trilogy as well as the Canaan Chronicles, and both of those series are about trolls, but not trolls in the traditional sense that we see them in like a ogreish kind of way. The trolls are essentially a species that is more like, you know, they live in the wilderness, but they have special abilities. I heard that this book is really good. I know I have seen, who was it mention it? It was one other person. Like Peruse Project. I didn't look at a lot of the synopsis because I want to keep some of it foreign to me, but hopefully it's a good read. I can't wait to read this. The next book that I purchased from Book Outlet is Attachments by Rowell. I've read a lot of Rowell books before, my favorite being Fangirl. I absolutely love Fangirl, but I haven't read any of her adult contemporary yet, and this one sounded super cool and interesting to me. I love how Rowell can write from different decades. Fangirl was set in like modern times, but her other book, Eleanor and Park, is set in like the late 80s, and this one is set in the late 90s at the turn of the century. It's about this main character who he works in the IT department monitoring company emails, and he sees these two coworkers emailing each other back and forth about their life and just things in general that you chat about, and he starts to fall in love with one of them. And I just thought that this story would be super interesting because me and my coworkers email each other a lot during the day. I'm just so curious to see the way this story plays out. The next book I purchased from Book Outlet is a book I'm so excited about. I have been wanting to read this for a really long time. That is Walk on Earth a Stranger by Rae Carson. The premise sounded super interesting to me, and it sounded like something that I haven't read before. Walk on Earth a Stranger follows a main character during the gold rush, and they're traveling across like the western United States. Although it's set in the gold rush and during this time period of early pioneering America, I heard that it touches on topics that deal with feminism and Native American and things like that. And not only that, but it has a touch of fantasy as well. The main character is called, I think it's called a gold seer, and she can sense gold in the earth. She's a hot commodity during her time, and I think she's trying to keep it a secret. This premise just sounds so good. The next two books that I got from Book Outlet just came in the mail today. I've opened the package already. So the first book I'm really excited about. I'm just trying to keep the train going with diversifying, reading books with diverse characters and diverse authors. And the book I picked up is Tiny Pretty Things by Sona. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not going to disrespect her by butchering her name because I honestly don't know how to pronounce that. But let's zoom in. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Sona and Danielle. From what I've been told, the book is a cross between Pretty Little Liars and Black Swan. This is going to be good. It's centered around like a ballet school in Manhattan. Ballet life can be really cutthroat, so I heard that there is a lot of backstabbing, and it's a thriller, and some crazy things take place, and it's told from 3 different perspectives. A lot of diversity in the book. I'm just in the mood for a good drama-filled, character-driven book, and I feel like this will do the job. Last book I purchased from Book Outlet was totally random because I don't own the first book in this series, although I read it. However, this author is one of the main speakers at Y'all Fest, and I needed to read book 2 in this trilogy anyway. So I figured that I would go ahead and pick it up, and then if I happen to meet this author at Y'all Fest, I'll have a book for her to sign. Last Sword by Victoria Aveyard. I love her. I follow her on Twitter, and like, we be right here. We're kin. We are people. This is the second book in the Red Queen trilogy. I read the first book. I thought it was okay. I didn't know if it was supposed to be dystopian or fantasy. It took a lot of elements from really popular series that I enjoy. However, the last book did leave on a really big cliffhanger, and I want to see if the world becomes more developed in this book, and I want to see what happens to some of the characters in this book. There was an interesting plot point that we found out towards the end as well, and I just want to see basically how everything plays out. I will probably be reading this month as well because Y'all Fest is next month. Okay, here we go. Oh my god. So these are all the books that I purchased. Oh boy. What books have you guys recently purchased, and what are the books that I need to get to ASAP? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at TheBookArcher. I'm going to be trying really hard this month to be super active on my bookish social media, so follow me on there so I can really interact with you guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!